What's up, YouTube? Today's Sunday, December 23rd, and there's a lot of things going on on TV, in the sky. There seems to be a lot of confusion. I know I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Is it drones? Is it this? Is it that? But anyway, I've always been a fan of science fiction. So I've been to Star Trek and all of that. And I find the UFO subject fascinating. So I've always followed it for years and years and years. I've always followed it. I've even seen some shit, but that's another story. But I noticed something that nobody's talking about, and this is bugging me out. So I made a video. Check it out. Okay, this is Farsight. This is a group that claims they're having contact with these entities. So every month they have a board meeting. And this is a snippet from one of their board meetings.
Really search in the frequency for the sounds, because you can hear our ships, you can hear our movement, you can hear us trying to communicate with you, right? But if you're not going to see what you don't want to see. But once you open yourself to the knowledge and the understanding that we exist, that they exist, everything will start to bloom. Look at the clouds. Yeah, look at the clouds. They're saying they're within the nature. Some of the things are blending into the spaces, and yes, they're making and breaking down their shields, but they're still in a space of where it's like if I have a microphone and then I put a cloth over this microphone, I'm holding
in the clouds.
There's something there.
Now, in this video, this is supposedly the drone-like object that was caught in a tree. Sounds crazy, right? Check it out.
And after I'm going to show you this video, I'm then going to show you how somebody's enhanced these images, okay? Look at this, mate. This is like some sort of pod of some sort.
Right away, there's a face. 1 o'clock, lion. 1 o'clock,
is this real?
lion.
Is this fake? What? Mate, that's moving in there.
There's a lion and there's 2 more faces. If you really look at the video, it's like they all blend in and then they stand out at the same time. See?
I think I've got a clearer video in a second.
Right there. And then as he gets
it's just this one's got no music.
It looks like a lion. The lion actually looks like he has a star behind his head. But if you take a video with your phone, watch this video, take a video with your phone.
So that thing's moving left and right. I just thought, okay, that's quite...
In this video, you can clearly see that it starts off with a lion. This is the solar eclipse from April 2024.
I think only because it's starting to get dark are we seeing those orange orbs illuminating the craft.
Yo. Again, more videos as it's coming in real time. It's just...
This video has numerous faces.
It's so plentiful of the activity, and we're looking at this in slow motion, enhanced. We see some kind of cigar-shaped craft just dart across the cloud line at a high altitude. What the heck are we looking at here? Could this be the best for last? Right now, we're looking at something just fantastic. It's amazing. We're seeing it traverse through the sky as it passes through the clouds right there. You can see the sun right behind it, and you can see it kind of reflect and dodge the shadows off the clouds. That makes it super legitimate, in my opinion. These guys were stunned when they saw it.
And it's even brown.
What do you make of this, John?
This is actually really great. Obviously, we're seeing, like you said, a cigar-shaped craft, so that's very unique in and of itself. Also, look closely at it. It doesn't look very solid. It almost looks like it's half in this dimension, half in the other, like almost partly transparent. And that's what makes it, to me, one of the better of the sightings that we're seeing tonight, because it's very unique and different.
You know, when you bring up the Tic Tac, everybody says that it's this white-shaped Tic Tac, pill-shaped craft. And we're looking at this, and it has the kind of the same characteristics of a Tic Tac, but then it has this cloaking feature and this shadow that it just seems that it's cloaking up there in the skies. And again, this isn't a bug or a kite. Some people might say it's some kind of fast drone. It might be, but a drone that I've never seen. This face right here is
on both sides. It's all the way on the left of the
drones,
line
some
also.
new technology that doesn't create a sonic boom because we don't hear that. This is all, again, captured during the eclipse over America. That doesn't happen. I think the next one's going to be some time from now, like 70 years. So maybe we could see this phenomenon again. But again, we're looking at something in the sky that just can't be explained. A massive amount of people saw this. This dark, cylindrical, cigar-shaped craft. Like you said, John, looks like a shadow craft. It doesn't look like it's solid. If you're going to think about technology, what kind of technology could create something like this?
What if it is gravity technology, and the reason that it's not looking very clear is because it's got a distortion. It's in a field of gravitational field that's affecting the time-space continuum, and light is sort of not being seen as...
You hear that? They're basically saying it looks like it's phasing in and out of our reality. So it's like this is bleeding in.
Well, that's why it's looking like it's half in this dimension, half out, like a ghost ship almost.
You know, it's crazy. Again, the UFO videos. We just wanted to put this episode out tonight, relating around the solar eclipse event. And there's so many other videos that wasn't correlating with this event, but we wanted to exclusively just do this episode for this event that happened over America. But we've got even more videos coming tomorrow that is coming in from around the world.
Here's some more footage from the April 24th, or whatever day it was, solar eclipse. Notice our friend is going to be on the left now. He's on the left and the right. There he is on the left. Got more alien looking. Face. In this video, they talk about a history of just weird stuff happening in Jersey, where things happening now.
It would do that. There's a lot of different pictures of it. So then they started blowing smoke in the air and doing these light flashes and taking pictures and seeing if they could see anything. And they kept seeing these lion figures in the smoke. I thought that was super. Picatinny Arsenal, which is sort of like the epicenter and hotspot where all this stuff kind of originated, right? This whole drone UFO, fiasco going on up in Jersey. So it's like, okay, what is going on here? Why this area? Because this seems to really be the epicenter. I mean, there's crazy things happening all over the world, of course, but there's something about Jersey. So what is it? So going back to the 60s, there was a big UFO flap there. And there's like all these crazy stories. I mean, I dove in, there's a bunch of newspaper articles, a lot of like kind of investigative journalists back in the day did a lot of digging, and there was a bunch of different UFO sightings. A famous one by this Sheriff Cisco. There was this famous photograph taken by this guy, and all these people saw UFOs, and the way they described them is very reminiscent of what we're seeing now. They'd be like different kind of lights in the sky, like individual lights, like orbs, that would sometimes come together and form helicopters, right? They would mimic our aircraft. Exact same thing that's going on now. This was 60 years ago. And that's where this Wanakee Wonder came from. So many different people saw these UFOs over the Wanakee Reservoir that they even named them the Wanakee Wonder. And like it was
alternate
like hundreds
red
of
and
people.
green
This
lights.
was like an ongoing thing.
Same thing
one
happening
time they
now.
described the reservoir being frozen over, and there was like a fire over it, and it was melting a hole in the ice, and that the craft was like the saucer-shaped craft that kept like turning into like an orange glowing like orb, right? All this stuff is wild, but it's very familiar, very similar to the stuff we're hearing now, but it gets way stranger. So a Dr. Bruce Cornett got wind of all this crazy stuff. One of his friends told him about the Wanakee Vortex, and he was very interested in the paranormal and stuff, and he was a researcher, and he set up some like camping expeditions out there. They took a lot of camera equipment, lights, and that kind of stuff, and they went out to the Wanakee Reservoir to investigate this vortex, right? And these are just some of the pictures that he got. So in this picture, that is Dr. Bruce Cornett, right? That's not. There was nobody there. So at first you could say, okay, well, it was just a, kind of double exposure or something, right? That happens. Well, if you actually look at it, the pose is a little different, the stance is a little different, the lighting's a little different, right? And then there's like, they put this crystal here, and the crystal's stationary, just like he is, okay? And this crystal, see the line behind it, right? Well, it wasn't moving. See, he's not moving, nothing else is moving, but this did that. And they said every time they took pictures of the crystal, it would do that. There's a lot of different pictures of it. So then they started blowing smoke in the air and doing these light flashes and taking pictures and seeing if they could see anything. And they kept seeing these lion figures in the smoke. I thought that was super cool. And then there's this.